Yesterday, I got a good response to the video about how I use compression, EQ, and limiting as my seasoning in post-production for audio, comparing it to how a chef prepares a dish. Dr. Meko on Twitter said that he uses the onboard processing, compression, and EQ on his Rodecaster Pro to do it pre-recording. So he is wondering if he still needs to do post-production. And that's a very good question. First off, he's probably taking more of the radio broadcast approach, which is just treating it like once the audio is recorded to tape, it's just like sending it out on the airwaves. So he's doing everything before it hits the tape, just like it would be before it hits the radio. I, on the other hand, do the music industry approach, which is recording a purer sound without as much processing. If you do use processing on the recording itself, it's minimal so that you can always add more later because you can't subtract compression once it's there. So if you're able to get your mix dialed in before recording on your Rodecaster Pro, I say go for it. But for me personally, my compressor effects that I have with my Console 1 by Softtube are probably much higher quality than the onboard compression and EQ in the Rodecaster Pro. So for me, I prefer to record uncompressed audio and then add it to taste in post-production, and I do multiple layers, not just the one pass of compression. I have at least 2 layers of compression and then limiting on top of that. So if you do use compression and EQ on your recording itself, just be careful not to add too much of it because, like I said, you can't take it off after it's already there on tape. Whereas in post-production, you can add and remove it as many times as you need to before you actually export that mix down to your final MP3.